And I just found out the Jets fired Robert Saleh, so things are
I just heard that
things
too.
are going great.
I just heard that too.
The Mets better win today. I'm going to tell you that right now, or I'm going to be. That's going to be a long.
There's always
trip
room
home.
on the Kansas City bandwagon.
Man, got Aaron Rodgers, still can't figure it out. I don't understand it. It's great to see you. You know, I was up at practice a couple weeks ago when you got going. Now you've been going for 2 weeks. Tell me about how the first 10 to 14 days have gone.
Yeah, it's been good, and I'm sure everybody's saying that, you know, through 10 practices. But I've really enjoyed our group. You know, have our 2 seniors here today that have done a great job leading us every day. Our young group last year, you know, we had 5 freshmen, I think, and it's fun to watch them grow up and be much more comfortable in what we're doing and in who they are as players and seeing their growth. And then, you know, our freshman class that's in has been impressive. You know, the couple kids we brought in as transfers have all shown that they have some ability. So, you know, at this point, you know, we're mixing and matching some groups and having different people play together. It's fun to kind of see that work out on you know, how that may work out and how we go into games with it.
Your 6th year, is this the progression where you want it to be? Are you behind schedule? Tell me in your mind where you're at.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I've always thought we're maybe 1 year behind with the COVID year.
Yeah.
You know, that was tough year recruiting for us. We don't have anybody left that we recruited on Zoom and that could never come to campus and those kind of things. So
you're not alone in that, by the way.
Right.
Yeah,
if I had to tell you, I would say probably 1. But, you know, I feel like we're at a point now where we're legitimately contending for a regular season championship and have a chance to compete for the tournament championship. And I think that's all you can ask for is to be in that mix towards the top. And, you know, obviously, you know, the goal is to get over the hump and get it done. You know, and I think that's where our mindset is.
To be back in this building, first time since last March, what comes to mind right away when you be back here after what that game was in the Summit League Championship last year?
Yeah, I mean, obviously bittersweet. It was, you know, proud of our group for making a good run and being competitive even in the championship game all the way down, you know, to the last few minutes. Obviously disappointed when you have a chance to be in a championship game and not get it done. Always hurts. But I know our team's motivated to get back, and that was a young group we had in here. You know, 10 players, 5 of them freshmen. All those freshmen are back, and obviously Drapes and Schulte back too. So there's some experience there that I hope pays off this year too.
I was visiting with Dave about this. You had a tumultuous offseason as well. You have 5 new players. You knew Heaven was moving on, but obviously L left for Kansas. How do you navigate that now, knowing full well that this is going to be the standard going forward? How do you handle that?
Well, you know, it's hard to anticipate, you know, it's because you never really know. I think really mentally it's what you have to do is just prepare yourself mentally for it so that you're not surprised and you're not shook by it. Because otherwise, you know, Dave and I have talked about this a bunch. It's kind of like getting broken up with over and over again. And you got to callous your heart a little bit or you know, you're going to be hurt all the time. So you just have to take it for what it is, and that's just the landscape. You know, it's obviously very positive. You know, Molly Lynn's, we get a Molly Lynn's in the portal, and I feel like she's been here for 2 years, 3 years already, and she's only been here for 3 or 4 months. Wow. And so you can find some tremendous additions as well. And I think that's how we've always viewed it. You know, we're never going to go into a year saying, hey, let's wait and just get some kids out of the portal. But if something happens, then you have to be ready to pounce and replenish your roster. And, you know, that's kind of how we've treated it.
I felt like at the end of last season, Mariley Simon, Avery Coonan were just starting to really hit their stride. How do they take that next step as sophomores this year?
Well, they both have. I can tell you that. I mean, Avery's been pretty dominant at practice. I mean, she's hard to handle, running up and down the floor and finishing and rebounding. I thought she was your best player here last year. She had a great tournament. Yeah. She was great in the championship game, couple big and ones and putbacks, and she's picked right up where she's left off. She's so much stronger now than she was last year. Pace of play isn't blowing her mind like it was last year. And Mariley the same way. I mean, Mariley's always been super efficient offensively, has started to pick it up defensively and get where she needs to be to contribute more minutes. But those two as young players in and around the basket had good starts and then have made a big jump this year, and we're going to expect big things out of them.
You mentioned your freshman as well. I had a chance to watch Claire Stern play, Marissa Frost play in high school. We talked about them, I think, for ad nauseum for like 2 years till now they're actually here. Yeah. They played high-level Minnesota high school basketball, and I saw that translate with Abby Kraswinski. Is that the same thing with these two that could happen?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, Marissa Frost might be one of the best point guards I've ever got to coach when she's done. and I don't want to put that on her, but I just did.
It's on tape, man.
You know, she plays at the pace that we like. This is going to be the first time, Dom, where I feel like we have two legit point guards. You know, we've had Heaven and Schulte play the point guard the last 2 to 3 years, more out of necessity than maybe that was their position of strength. And it's really exciting for me to have, you know, 2 kids in Molly Lenz and Marissa Frost that you feel like are true point guards that can really set the pace of play for us on both ends of the floor. And she just is so crafty getting to the basket, sees the floor so well, can make the three. You know, she's got a really bright future. And then Claire, man, Claire will laugh about this, but she came in the summer, and I thought after the first week, I was like, oh, God, we made a mistake here. And then her trajectory has gone straight up, and now she's going to play a lot as a freshman. You know, she probably has the best feel of anybody on our team. She throws people open. You only have to explain things to her once. And she, you know, just grasps concepts really, really well. She has huge basketball IQ. So those two, you know, with the competition that you mentioned that they've played, not only in the high school setting, but obviously the AAU setting too, they're just a little bit more ready probably to play as freshmen than a lot of other people are.
Throw in Amelia Hobson as well, who we haven't seen, and I know you've talked to me about her, that her talent is from Australia can be really game-changing.
Yeah, you know, and she's fully 6'1", lefty, can really, really shoot it. You know, she is going to be a really good player in our league. Now, early on here, she's going to have to get acclimated because this is, you know, she just got here in August. This is figuring out how to get places on time, how to do school. Pace of play, pace of practice, weight room, all those things are overwhelming at the moment, but she is slowly settling in right now. She looks way better on practice 10 than she did on practice 1. But the talent's undeniable. The length and abilities and athleticism is all there.
These two that you have here today in Schulte and Draper, I know you're going to rely on them a lot for stuff that we're not going to see on the court. But on the court, what can these two do to even elevate their games further for you in 2025?
Well, I'll tell you, they both had great summers. And I think they're looking forward to maybe the opportunity this year for them to be, you know, a little bit more the focal point of what we do offensively. You know, and it's no secret. I mean, Elle and Heaven took most of the shots, and that was by design, and I was asking them to. You know, now we're going to be a little bit more balanced out. I have no doubt that both of them are going to be double-figure scorers. I think we're going to have 4 or 5, maybe 6 kids averaging, you know, 9, 10, 11, 12. And just the way that we play and the versatility that some of our players have, and those two specifically. Drapes has just gotten so good around the basket, and we've seen her when she's being tenacious on the glass that she can go get 4 to 6 points on offensive rebounds and putbacks, runs the floor great. And then, you know, probably for Schulte, I'm just excited to relieve her of, you know, the pressure of, you know, organizing and getting everybody where they need to be and letting her just do what she does well, which is put her head down and get to the rim. You know, I've kind of challenged her to, hey, so see if you can lead the league in free throws taken. And just be a menace in transition of let these two little guards throw it ahead to you and put your head down and get to the rim and force the issue a little bit. And that fits her personality and also her skill set probably a little bit more than what we've been doing with her. So it'll be exciting for both those.
I know you embrace expectations. You feel that on the outside now, especially in Fargo. Like, okay, they finished second last year. They made the Summit League championship game. How do they take the next step? Do you feel that?
Yeah, I mean, I hope so. Yeah. I mean, that's what you want. It's way better than the other way.
There's no doubt.
When people don't expect anything of you. You know, I've always that's where we're trying to get to. Those are the expectations we have for ourselves, Dom, and it's okay for our fan base to have the same. You know, and then just come out there and help us do it. You know, when the season starts and getting those seats and cheer us on, because this will be a very fun team to watch, just with the amount of kids we're going to be able to play, the kind of athleticism and the ability, the pace that I think we're going to try to play at. Should be really entertaining game and should be fun.
Can I be your travel agent? You're going everywhere, man. New Orleans, Seattle, you're Alaska. I mean, how's this work? Yeah, South Carolina.
Yeah.
Those are not bad places to be traveling to.
No, but it's not. It's not all that fun either. You know, when you know, I think we play at Eastern Washington on a Saturday, and then we play in New Orleans on Tuesday. So we're going to get our air miles in.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
That's for sure.
Yep.
I am excited about Anchorage. I've never been there.
Okay.
Never been to Charleston either,
Okay.
South Carolina. I've been to some other places over there, but never
Yeah.
been to there. So we'll get a little education also into some
awesome.
places we're going. So I'm going to enjoy it.
Before we let you go, I negotiated this with Dave. I haven't done this with you yet on the air. Can we guarantee you be back on air during the season for your weekly appearances?
100%.
Can we do
you
that?
tell me when, and we'll get
All
it
right.
done.
Awesome.
Yep.
It's great to see you, bud. Good luck this year. Thanks for the time this
You
morning.
bet. Thanks for coming down, Dom.
Jory Collins, North Dakota State women's basketball head coach, joining us. We come back. We'll hear from two of Jory's players, Abby Schulte and Abby Draper here. We'll do that. We wrap up hour one of Hot Mic right after this.